Hello, welcome to another video where we're working through build your own Git in Codecrafters. And so the last a few videos have actually been working on building out this zlib library to do the deflation, I guess. Or is it inflation? I think they call it inflation when you're decompressing the deflate compression files. I don't know, but so I've got this kind of thing, and it's if we do that, 800 lines of stuff. And so I also realized when I was doing these time tests, I've actually changed it somewhat. So I'm showing in a time there, and the reason for that is because when I'm doing, I'll bump this up to maybe there and have something like this and maybe something like this. When I'm running this time. So it's taking like 300 milliseconds, and comparing that to time Git, comparing that to that, which is like nothing at all. The thing is, this time is actually working out the time it takes for all of loading up the SH interpreter and then running this hefty command. So pretty much rebuilding the thing, note that, and then it would do that. So if we put a time in there, it runs a slightly different time thing. This is the time output from bash pretty much, and this is the time output from user bin time. So if we did the same thing here, words, it no, pretty much no time at all, but we can see here that it was similar for my one when we're actually running the executable after we've compiled it. So it's somewhat important to note. And I also wonder if there is some options for this. Not that one. I think it's that one I use for this one. Can I get a nicer format? Maybe this just minus p. I don't know. Is that kind of similar to So if we do minus p there, what does that give us? That gives us the same output. But I think we can kind of try and reproduce the output that didn't put the minus p in the right place. Right, so that could be maybe a nicer output to put in your program. I'm procrastinating at the start of the thing. So now if I just do time of my program, yeah, so now it says it takes a bit of time. It took a bit more time than I thought it would. But comparing to Git, which is taking 0 fairly consistently, mine does take a bit of time. So it occasionally takes 10 milliseconds. The compilation also takes up some time, but if we can kind of ignore that part, I guess, and just do that. Oh, and sometimes it takes 2 milliseconds. So yeah, there are some things that I could speed up, but I guess for now, the next. So I'm now able to read a blob object. Now I kind of want to look at doing the hash object thing, which I've never actually done before. But in essence, this doesn't really give a nice thing. In essence, we can create our own kind of objects in our Git tree. So if we did something like this and then go git hash, it's so low level there's no tab completion for it. So this kind of gives us that output. Cool. And then if we git cat file minus p I just want to go here and then get that. I wanted to do that first. So that does kind of get the right output. So we can see hello world at the end. So what this is doing under the hood is it's kind of creating the thing. So do we have a dot out? There's like examples a dot out examples, so that it's roughly what we want. And so I guess what we can do is if we look in git slash objects, and what was the one that it had 9.5, got a few objects in there now. So if we did that and decompress that, so this is the object that it has created for us. So it created a file under that thing, kind of after working out what the hash of it is. And so the hash was, does it say what the hash is? Oh yeah, the hash is a SHA output. Oh gosh, do we have, I think I do. Yeah, so this is, I think just the SHA-1, surely. We could confirm this. So if we try and do a SHA-1 sum of the output of it, so we have the output, it kind of doesn't put a new line there because we didn't add a new line. But if we do a SHA-1 sum of it, we get 9.5 DOs, blah, blah, blah. And here we get 9.5 DOs. So it's the same file we're getting. So we need some way to do SHA-1 hashing. It's fine. I've got a way to do SHA-1 hashing. I have a little library that I created while doing the... so if we look up my GitHub... I believe in repos, when I was working on the BitTorrent one, there was the use for SHA-1. So I actually have a library that does SHA-1, and I wrote it 4 months ago. And what it's 200 lines. Just shy of, so I could quite easily just use that to do my SHA-1 summing. While I'm on my GitHub page, I have actually, well, this was here, but I've cleaned up the code a little, so I haven't kind of done those, but we can add more. Pretty much the history doesn't have the the auto stuff in, so I've kind of cleaned that up. And so if you want, you can go and use it. All you can do is cat file. So I guess what do we need to do this next part? Not that one. So we got cat file. I don't do any like error checking. So I think there's one thing I wanted to do at some point is like print out the errors, but for now, what we need to do is kind of add a new command, and it's almost getting to the point where I kind of want to write a little wrapper around my command so that I don't have to kind of do all this, I guess. Yeah, and there might be a way to do that, but I guess for now we can just do something like this. And so if this is the thing, we can return hash object of argc and argv. And golly, it's kind of interesting. So I have done, in fact, potentially in the Codecrafters BitTone. In fact, I think I did in the shell one. So in here in app main, down the bottom, we should have this kind of array built-ins, and it has like some stuff. So what does it have? We basically have a command that has the name of the command that could potentially be called name. I don't know. And we have a description and a function which takes an array of strings, and then it returns 1. So an example function for this would be, I mean, if we go back down to here and where built-ins kind of used. Like if I look for echo, there should be like an echo command, and it takes some args, and the args, it just goes through and prints them. But I guess what my thinking is I can potentially kind of add something like this to the Git one as well, which I think would be kind of useful, because this has help, and help is also one. So if we look up help command, help is one that you can kind of print out all the help for this. Whereas like here, if we just put in a command that doesn't exist, it would just say unknown command. There's a few things I kind of want to try, because Git also has this feature that if we, maybe if I do it to there, so Git has a feature, if say I go maybe like cat file without a space, it will say it's not a command, but it will say the most similar command is this. And so I would imagine if I go back and then forward like a couple of things and like cat x file, it will still kind of get it. And I imagine how it's doing that is through like a string distance algorithm, and that could be kind of interesting to do as well. But I think I'm getting ahead of myself, and for now I need to just make a ooh, that wasn't what I wanted. That was. I think I just need to make a hash object command, and I think I want to chuck on a command. I think I just remembered why I was rambling about the command, because the function is just called the name of it, the name of the thing. So in this case, it will be hash object. So it would kind of return a thing that looked like it would want a function that would look like hash object command. And there's a problem here, and the syntax highlighting is kind of highlighting it. This token here is being treated as, I don't even know what. It's like just a thing, a token. And then here we have a minus sign. You can't have a minus sign in a valid C object name. So it would have to kind of take the name and lowercase it. This could be like another function, or like something to like convert the hyphens to underscores, but I don't know. For now, why are we complaining? I was pushing down, not up. Right, so here we have some things. So what does this do if we have like a bunch of things, and this already does return defer. I think these should all be return defers, to be honest, just out of in case like nothing has happened up to this point, but if I create some memory in the future, I kind of want everything after this line to have it. So I think I kind of want a return defer type thing in here, and we will have a defer section, and we never actually used expect, right? We do, no, that's like in a different function. I think I just don't want expect to be there. Good to kind of clean things up. I also think this should be full screen to kind of not confuse with the bottom thing. Right, apologies for that blur, but that's what it is. So if argc, so what is the usage for hash object anyway? Because it could be that we can do more than a few things. So the minus W, I assume, actually writes the object. So if we did hash object without doing it, it just provides a hash, but it hasn't actually, I don't know how useful that is, because to get to that point, you've already had to generate the thing, but you just haven't written it. So I guess if we I don't know, like maybe chuck in a new line, because that might be a bit better. So we should get another hash, and so now if we go to get objects 3b, right, so I didn't actually write that one, but if we did the right, we should probably see that get objects 3b, and now we should get that 1a. So I think we're going to have like a bool of right, and it's going to be false. And so I guess if we go back to the man page, we're always going to have file or it's coming from standard in. I don't know. How would we do the arg? Is that like a thing we do? Yeah, so we have arg. And arg is actually declared globally, and we kind of use it in cat file. Alright, so we can do this. I kind of want to maybe do that differently. So I can do something like while argc is greater than 0, we can do this. I've got like a weird pinky thing at the moment. I don't know, bad posture. Did something weird at the gym, and my pinky hurts sometimes, but not all the times. Where'd that other drink bottle go? It's back inside, I guess. Just the one. This is my commuter one. Right, so what happens when we get an arg? So I guess we want to do check what it is, and if it is minus w, then we can say right equals true. Otherwise, we can say like maybe it is our file name, so we can have just our file name, and this can equal to null, I guess. And if we just have an extra arg that isn't handled in our current handling, then it would be like that. So I think that is probably that, and we don't have any of that stuff. Cool. So after this, we should have a file name. So a file name equal null. I guess in this case, does that mean it just automatically is standard in? So let me try and do some tests. So if we just did that, it doesn't do anything. But if I do the standard in flag, then it will do something. It doesn't actually print an error though. I would say like it should print an error if I were it, but I guess mine is not up to that standard yet. But if it is this case, we probably want to display an error. For now, we can just do a return a defer of 1. And in fact, what do you return? You just are quite happy. Git is like kind of bad with its return codes. It'll just be like success for just everything. But I think if we've gotten to this point in the code, we can actually create a file. So we should probably make that file something like here. And I'll do it above the defer line to maybe signify that it should get freed. So if file not equal to null, we can what do we do with files? If close that file. And here we want to if open it, so we'll get the file name, and we just want to read it. And is this something we potentially want to read binary? Yeah, so we do it with file read contents. So is this something that we don't really even need to do? File read contents. So that's where I get that there. And so that's kind of like, it's just already done. I think this is probably good. So no need to do this, but the object path, so if we get to there, this is actually file name, and so I guess we have a file data. So how was the file data before? We had to free it. Makes sense. So we can put that there, and do if file data not equal to null, then we can free the file data. So we should finish it by there. So here we have kind of done it. So here, I guess this is just the same thing. Cool. So at this point, we have now read the file and we've got the data. So now we want to make a blob out of it. So I kind of want to make another thing. Let's call it blob, I guess. So we will probably do another check for this, and maybe up here we can also have blob. So here we have already got blob. So the blob format, minus D, that should kind of show us what it is. And I think I want to xxd that. So here we need a few things. So we need like a size, the blob size, long blob size. This is going to be equal to the the size of the file that we've read, plus 1 for the null bytes, plus the the length of the str of len of the size. I don't know, this isn't C anymore. And then we would also have a 5 for blob and space. So there's a few things I have to do here. We need to get do something like we need to get our number L to str. Is that like a thing? So I want to convert a number into a string. How do I get about doing that? Do I just have to do like a printf? That seems really janky. Really what I want to know is the length, and the length is going to be so maybe blob len. It's going to be size. No, it's not going to be size. It's going to be 0. And like we're going to have like temp equals size, and while temp mod. What do I want to say? While temp mod 10 not equal to 0, or like while temp not equal to 0, not equal to 0, we're going to do blob len plus plus, and we're going to do temp divided by equal 10. So this is kind of going to get us the blob len. So I think at this stage, blob len should be like 2 for this case, but potentially more testing is required. What do I want to do now? So that's kind of what I need to do. So this is just now blob len plus 6, I think, was everything. Blob space blob space then blob len then null. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then that blob len, and then file data is what is happening in the blob. Maybe that can be put there. Right, so at this point here we can make our blob. So we just call it blob. What a name. Blob equals malloc and blob size. And if blob equal null, we bugged right there. I didn't push equals twice, and if I just left it like this, it will always be true. And what is even better is I think modern day compilers will just tell me that. So we don't have a thing, but if we did a I don't know, we want to do a hash, what were we trying to do? Hash object, something like that, hash object, minus w, and test.txt, something like that. So it's already done a thing. So I do also have errors being like warnings being errors. So this could be just a warning, but who knows? But yeah, pretty much what it's saying is it's not the best error, but like I can get rid of the error by going like that, which doesn't really solve the error. But the real solution is to do that. So if this happens, then we just want to yank and maybe bring that there and do that. Right, at this stage here, we can say, we can do like an print f and print to blob, and I think I want this to be header size, and what we are printing is just blob space and the decimal number of the blob length. So if we do this, and this is just the size, and so I would expect our header size to be equal to our blob len plus 5, right? For the blob space and then the number, which we kind of worked out doing divisions and whatnot. But yeah, maybe I'll do an assertion there because it's kind of relied upon because we want to be able to make use of all of this. So this should also, like I think it does, a null byte at the end. Like surely it does. In fact, like talks about null byte there. Oh, we don't want this. We just want sprintf. Thanks. Sprintf. And we can actually do an SN printf, which perhaps I should do that. Yeah, SN printf. And like, does this do writes at most size bytes, including the terminating. But yeah, what? I feel like, SN printf, we wanted the string, then the size, and then the format. Right, so the string, which is it, the it'll tell me. So this should be at least blob size. That's as much as we can write. Now we can do less. So now we kind of just want to do a mem copy, I guess. Because mem copy doesn't care about null bytes, and now we want to just copy to dest, which is blob plus header size, and we want to copy from file data, and we want to copy size, and this is actually header size plus 1 because we want it to be a null byte followed by the stuff, and so this is going to copy size plus 1 plus bloblen plus, well, size plus 1 plus bloblen plus 5, so bloblen plus 6, blah blah, and size. So this should be only copying as much as we kind of need, and this returns a pointer. This just doesn't kind of error out. That's all right. So at this point here, we now have a blob. So I guess if we are writing, we're gonna be doing some stuff. If we're not, we just want to kind of hash the object. So if we are writing this, well, we need to get the hash anyway. So I guess we'll come to that. So how do we go about getting this hash? I think we need to maybe say copy. Let's get a kind of clean-ish copy. So like, can I go get at github.com, Hugh Davenport and SHA1.git .h.git. Yeah, that. Right, I already have it. And is it up to date? I don't think I've done anything on it. Cool, so if I copy SHA1.h, maybe if I go back to where I was, Codecrafters, BitTorrent, and Git. So if I copy from SHA1.h to source, and that's where we want things to be. And how did we go about like using this. So it reckons we just have a result. So maybe I'll get rid of this. So we're going to have a uint 8 t results, and going to have maybe if let me no. Maybe let me have a look at SHA-1 just so I can have some stuff. That's not what I want. It's right, so there. And here, if not SHA-1, is that what I want? Yeah, if not SHA-1, digest it. Weird, it has loaded the file, but it kind of hasn't. And what are we wanting to do? We're wanting to digest the whole thing. So this is going to be blob, and we already know blob size, which we have got. Yeah, perfect. And we want to chuck all that in result. And if that did not succeed, we probably want to return defer this thing here. We bring that back, but then paste it in. So at this point here, we should have a valid SHA-1 thing. So I guess here I want to do that if we want to do some things. Otherwise, we really just want to print out the hex, which this is what I want, but it's is that what I want? Yeah. Alright, so that is just going to print out the thing. And then at the end of all of that, we just kind of close everything off. Right, so if we're writing it, we want to do some additional things like actually store the blob in the file. So at this point here, we need to make the .git/objects. And do we have any? We do have make dir at from the init command. Perfect. Oh, this did like a right. So this is just at current directory. Right, I've got it. But then we like open the git dir. I gotcha. And we can like have a mode where like the git dir is like a different thing, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I'll just take this and I think I just want to take this and maybe to do different git dir locations, or to do find parent dir if within the git file system. So pretty much like if I'm in here, if I go into git source and do like git status and whatnot, it will know what things are, even though the git folder does not exist currently where I am. It kind of makes me want to get a global get dir object, but that's kind of so this dir fd, yeah, oh yeah, that's what I wanted. So it starts there, so we make dir that, we make dir that, or make dir objects slash, we kind of want to at this point. So if we, these are all error cases, and at this point here we should be able to make two strings. I mean, I'll just make two strings, and they're going to be what do we have? We have one that's going to be folder one. No, how would they call it? This is like the byte one, and it's going to be 2 bytes long, and it's going to be equal to the kind of hex values of the result. So well, it's going to be the, yeah, like, because it is just the let's get back to there. So in here we have get objects, so we're only getting like 1 byte, yeah, so that is just 1 byte. So I kind of want this to work it out naturally. So this is going to be result 0. This is going to be result 0 and 0xfo shifted down by 8. And so that will get us a, this is, we can do this and do a print s and print f, and 2 bytes 1, and it can just be 0 to x. Like that, and it can take the first byte like that, and I guess I want to assert that this equals 2, and this I guess needs to have a 3rd byte. We can call it byte, I'm not sure. Like, yeah, we'll call it that. This needs to be a pointer to, I assume, and the n is going to be 2, though sn printf. Right, at most, including the null terminating byte. So this is going to be the 3. So perfect. And the number of things written will only be 2. So I think this is good. Right. So this is the first one, and the rest of it, yeah. So we'll also have a rest, I guess, and this is going to be equal to 2 times SHA-1 dice. So it's going to be 2 times that, but we have taken 1 byte out already. So if we get something like that, plus 1 for the null byte. and we kind of have to convert each byte into hex. So I wonder if we do something cheeky like this and start it at 1 and do S and printf. But it's going to write like null bytes everywhere. But that's alright, I think. So here we are going to give it rest plus IDX, and it's starting at 1, so maybe we'll subtract 1 off it and we'll times that by 2. Yeah, I think that's about right. And we're going to say you can only write 3 bytes. And that is the format. And we can maybe do an assertion that this equals 2. And that's kind of going to print out the whole rest. So I think at this point here we can probably take that whole thing and we kind of need this to be on the end of something that already says get objects. Well, no, what I can do is this dir.fd can just become dir.fd equals open, which means that this should get yoinked up to here, and we should in here if dir.fd not equal to I forgot what it was even called, at fdcwd at that one there, we want to probably close at dir.fd. And how did we did an open at in the current directory. So here, 1 more, 2 more, there. So here we can do this. We can open it at wherever we are. Actually, no, we'll just do this. And this is going to be get slash objects. And I think I will actually do it and do FD. Though this I want this to return this, and if dir.fd not equal to at this, then I want to close dir.fd, make sure it's not open, and then I want to set dir.fd to be there. And then now we are already kind of in the correct dir, and so we can create this byte 1, and if that failed, we can do that. Then we can open up that directory and like close the one behind us, and then we can make we don't want to make dir this, we want to like write a file. So in we surely write head, right? It does some things like that. We're just wanting to write out the blob, right? Maybe do it in there. So we've gone into the thing, and we can potentially bring this down here because that's kind of where it's kind of made. Maybe that sort of thing. FD is already kind of used, we can reuse it. So here we want to call this blob FD, and in the current directory we're at, we want to open up this rest, and we can open it with those things and make sure that it is good. Otherwise, we've got a lot of error displaying. I'll clean that up and make it all good and whatnot. Otherwise, we probably don't need to do the file open. We can probably so this blob FD we should probably make sure is legit. So this was blob FD. So here we want to go up here and make blob FD maybe -1, and down here if blob FD not equal to -1, we want to close blob FD. We want to make sure that we tidy up after everything. Right, so in this case we were doing this fprintf, and I think it's just for ease of use, but in this case I can do a write into so we can write and it returns let's get this. I was in the wrong mode, so if we do that and I want this whole thing, thanks. Right, so write gives us this thing. So if we get a rec from this, well, we can probably just do and this actually. And we want to write to blob FD, and the thing that we want to write is blob, and blob size is blob size. What we kind of did it, we allocated some stuff. Blob size looks like what it is. Get out of there and get to there. And so if we did this, we want to assert that this equals blob size, I guess. And we can say that is written at that point. So it's just written at that point, and we still kind of want to print out the rest of it. Might work. We've got a few things we can't compile. Alright, that's fine. Right, so that is because blob, we can say blob is a char star instead of it. Uint 8. Huh. Is it because I need to do something like that? What if I call this a char star there? Do I just not want a thing there? Yeah, and now I just want a char star. So it doesn't want a pointer to the thing. I suppose it gets a pointer and it knows there's memory there. That's alright, we'll just give it LD there. Undeclared this, right, that's because we have not done the SHA-1 implementation. So we need that defined, and that wasn't what I wanted. SHA-1 to be included, and that will kind of hopefully get some stuff out. That's right, so we don't want that, and we probably because I write blob, and write blob. We were overwriting the function write blob. Right, so that looked like it kind of did some things. What I want to do is maybe do your program. So we would do it like this. So maybe we'll try and make a hash for this. Hi, this is a test. Who knows? So if we try and write that, and we don't really support coming from standard in yet. I kind of want to make it so we do. How do we like read in our thing? So file name equals null. Like maybe just default to standard in at this point. But then the file read contents doesn't really make sense. Yeah, and like for standard in we'd have to read everything. Right, so maybe we will just edit that to new test.txt, and we can just hash that file and see what that does. And it has done a thing. It hasn't printed out anything, which I would expect it to print out, and I think it's returned an error code. It has. So one of the many errors has failed. So maybe I want to. How do I do this? Do I have a dot Codecrafters debug? I don't have a debug. Do I have a? I've got a debug. Cool. So if I did something like this, what would this do? It would read in a thing, and I guess it didn't remember what I wanted to do. So this is hash object minus new test.txt, and perhaps I want to do a break on main first. Yep, and that isn't actually what I wanted to do. Right, so if we break main and then run that, yeah, cool. So layout source. So if we get our thing, we should reach this one. So if we step into this, where do we go wrong? So we get some things. We've read in some. Right, so bloblen, we can do some sanity checking. Bloblen is 2, which kind of makes sense, because the size is 18, so I would imagine it to be 1/8 characters. Right, so here, it doesn't like fail assertions, so I guess like all of that kind of does that. The show and digest, this should just do the trick. So maybe I just want to do this, and it returned true. Perfect. We are writing the blob, right? So make dir add. These might fail. I just realized. Yeah. So we only want to make dir add if they don't already exist, I guess. So I guess I want to check if exists is the thing that kind of gets returned in that one. Right, so here, if we get this and error no not equal to exists, do something like that, and the same thing here, and error no and not equal to exist, and I wonder if that means I have to do some more things. Make sure at so we doing it in here, and probably also want to do it in here. If that and error no not equal to exist. Cool. So what happens if we run that? It prints us a hash. Boom. That is quite something. So what if we look and get objects at what that hash is? So there is a folder B3. There's a few other files in it. That's all right. And if we pipe that, so if we just cat it and we pipe it to our zlib decompressor, right, so it's invalid data, which means it's not quite right. So this is, it's actually just printed out the blob, not the inflated or deflated version. So yeah, I suppose I kind of forgot about that part. So before we write the blob FD, we actually kind of want to get the compressed data. So I guess where do we do that? So at this point here we've got the blob, and I think it is like, let me find a valid one, like maybe this other E3. That was a thing, and if we show on some that, it's not that, but if we just cat it, no, it's not that. Oh wait, no, I was right. B3, and I was forgetting that one. Right, so it's the show on some of the blob, but it's not of the decompressed blob. So I guess if we're writing the blob, we can to do compress the thing. And perhaps that can be something for next time. Maybe that can be that. And maybe it can actually be down here, where we actually do the thing. And yeah, so how would we go about compressing the thing? So in zlib, we have like down the bottom, we have this zlib decompress. So I guess we just need to make a zlib compress and kind of add to the state machine and whatnot. And some of it will be following this beautiful reference detail, but it actually has one section just for the compression algorithm. kind of saying how you might go about it. But I mean, you can also create a one that just doesn't have any compression, and it would be legit. So that's potentially what I'll do. But I think until now, I'll leave it at that. And next time, we should be looking at a Z-lid compression, which should be quite fun, hopefully. Until then, see ya. Have a good day.